Carmichael went to live with his grandma, and he lived a while as happy as can be. His parents, they had left to see the Horn of Africa, but instead they met the bottom of the sea. But his wise old grandma, oh, she loved him like he was her own, and everything he asked her she would tell. One day he asked her how the sun went all around the world, and she told him long ago, when she was just a little girl, that she had seen 6 blazing horses driving fire across the sky, and had gone outside to greet them, but they just kept riding by. And now each time the sunset meets the corner of her eye, she is looking for a glimmer, she is listening for a cry. So she pulled him up onto her lap, and they watched the sun descend, and he listened to her heart beneath his head. But when he felt the beat slow down, he felt his blood grow cold, and that story was the last she ever told. Oh, and when the sunrise came and met the corner of his eye, and he saw the eastern glimmer, well, he gave a mournful cry. Well, his foster parents were some wealthy cousin and his wife, and their 2 young kids they loved much more than him. And he went to school and gradually forgot his former life amid the constant anodynes that wealth can bring. Until one summer in a villa on the coast of Andalusia, sleepless on a silent night, he watched the sea reflect the sky. He went out into the water, let it lap all around his body, till he saw the faintest glimmer, and he thought he heard his grandmother's sigh. He called out to her, but heard only the echo ring around the black sea before black hills arose behind him. After hours his rushing heart slowed, and he thought to go to bed, but at last he heard a whisper at his side. She said, "Your words, my dear, have wings. The remnants of my feeble breath may not rise above them, even while their memory beats the air. See the ripples that you make as you gently move your feet, how the moon's reflection shatters on the waves. Well, now, my sweet, my voice is as the water, and at the sound of every living creature it shall fragment before it meets your ears. So be still, my child, so still you see the fullness of the moon beneath you, and I'll tell you all the stories I have learned these past few years." The sea, his skin was wrinkled, eyes were heavy, heart was full of tales he took back home inside his head. But old Mr. Carmichael, though he told me many things, he never told me what she said. Yes, I knew him 20 years until he died at 82. We would meet and we would talk and we would drink, And I never doubted once that every word he said was true, or if false at least they always made me think. For yes, I've often walked out into the sea at night to see if I can hear the voice of old Carmichael reaching across that gulf of life and death. But as I strain my ear, always ever is the sound of some dog barking, or a cat crying out in fear or in anger, or raindrops shattering the reflections in the water and scattering like tears, pitter-pattering and disrupting that black canvas of perfect silence. But now and then a glimmer meets the corner of my eye, and it's the moon's entire reflection accompanied by the faintest cry.